Hello, welcome to Gentle Yoga. This class has been designed for thrivers and survivors of breast cancer. It's my assumption that you have had medical clearance from your doctor to do this movement-based practice. If you haven't sought that clearance, be sure to get that before doing any kind of movement-based practice. Our practice today is going to be a full body joint release so that you can free up tension and get some blood moving through your joints to get you strong and healthy in your life. So we're going to start by sitting with legs out long. So sitting with legs out long, see if you can still sit up nice and tall. If you find that it's challenging to sit up tall, and I'll show you a side view of what that means. If you find yourself rounding back, then you do want to have some kind of height to sit on. So for me, I can show you, I have a bolster that I could sit on. It's a wedge-shaped bolster. And just sitting on the tip of it, you see how the curve of my spine improves. So if you don't have a bolster at home that's like this, all you have to do is take a pillow and squish it under you to get some height. You could roll up a blanket, or a beach towel is really good for that as well, because there's a lot of fabric that you can roll up and get really tight. So with that, I'm going to remove this bolster so we can get on with our practice. We're going to start by sitting up tall and releasing the neck first. Take a nice breath in. Just connect your breath to your body and feel that movement of your body with your breath. And we're going to be breathing slowly so that our movements are also slow, so the mind can slow down. If we breathe quickly, sometimes it can perpetuate a state of anxiety, and yoga is the opposite of anxiety. Anxiety is all about worrying of unforeseen things in the future, but yoga is all about the present moment right now, which is doing a-okay because you're here doing yoga. So nice slow breath in, release it out, and let's bring the chin to the throat and then gently look up. To the length of your throat as you look down and up. And we always want to move slowly with our joints. All these muscles that surround them, their instinct is to protect the joint that they support. So if we move too quickly, they might tense up and then we get a little bit of a spasm. Not saying that will happen if you were to go fast right now, but that is kind of the behavior of these muscles. So moving slowly and moving with intention, with this connection to breath, is the key to keeping yourself safe in your practice. Okay, let's bring that head back to center, and we're going to look left to right. Just taking it easy, maybe pausing to look over your shoulder a little bit. Great. Now let's take it to center, and we'll just bring ear to shoulder. And again, this part, the neck is not really designed to go all the way as to a full side bend. So just go to the degree that feels okay for you. It can be a very small movement, but we're just freeing up the base of the skull here, which can get tight. We can tense up there and that can cause headaches. So we want to free that up. All right, let's take that back to center. Now we'll move into the shoulders. We'll move the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And this is a wonderful movement to feel with the movement of your breath, that as you breathe in, the shoulders come up. As you breathe out, they come back and down. Then you just really feel that release and that grounding on that exhale. Great. Now let's take the arms out like a T, and we're going to roll the shoulders out, roll the shoulders in. Good. And maybe add the hands to this so that the fingers Point down as you roll the shoulders out. You're going to feel a stretch in the nerves of the forearm. And then roll the shoulders in. Maybe just flex the wrists back a little bit. Just take it easy if you're adding the wrists, because we are getting into some nerve tensioning there, which is really good for those nerves, but it can feel like a lot if you are tight in your forearms. Good. Now let's take the arms out in front, and we're going to just touch the shoulders and back and let the fingers point down. See if you can keep your upper arms more stationary, so they're more parallel to the floor. And now we're going to keep the hands on the shoulders and just act like we're swimming backstroke. Notice there's a little bit of rotation happening now in the spine. We're starting to ease towards the waist joint complex. So far we've done the neck, head, and shoulders. Done a little bit of the elbows and wrists, and now we're working our way down to the waist. Good. All right, let's release the hands down. Hands on the thighs, and just round the spine forward. Feel that scoop of the belly, like we're doing cat pose, and then open the chest up and forward. Do a few more of those. Nice. And next time you find yourself in that open chest, just bring the hands behind you and just linger there for a moment. Breathe into the chest and the belly, and exhale, come back to neutral. Now we're going to do a side bend. We're going to just kind of spider walk the hand to the side, reach the other arm up and over. See, this hip wants to creep up, but let it ground down so that it's a true side bend. Let the opposite shoulder rest down in case it wants to become an earring. We don't need that right now. Thank you very much, shoulder. Just keep the space in your body. Just breathe here into your side. And reach that up and over. Take it out to the side and reach it over. Just breathe here. Find those little shimmies that your body wants to make to ease into it. Your body's always communicating to you how it wants to feel stable. So it makes these little micro movements, and you just pay attention. Let's bring that up, roll the shoulders, shimmy the head, just to be sure you're all free there. Now let's bring the arms up, and we're going to twist to one side. Just bring the hand to the outside of the thigh, other hand is behind you. Most important, keep your chest lifted. Don't sink back into your lower back here. Just breathe. You can keep your nose in line with your breastbone. You don't have to look over your shoulder. We've already opened up the neck. And sometimes people tend to think that if they turn their head, they're twisting deeper, but maybe they're not really twisting much at all. So I like to keep it to where I'm really feeling my spine doing the work. I don't need an optical illusion of how far I've twisted because my eyes are looking behind me, you know? Okay, let's release that twist. Bring the arms up, twist to the other side, release the hands down. Just keep your chest nice and lifted. Gaze is around the same direction as where your breastbone is facing. Lovely. Let's bring the hands up, release that Okay, so now we're gonna get into the hips. You might think, well, we're sitting on the hips. How are we gonna do that? Well, I've got a whole sequence for you. So we're gonna sit up tall and we're gonna bend one knee and just hold on under the thigh and just let your shin just drape over your forearm. And we're gonna kick the leg. And I encourage you to let the foot and the ankle get floppy. So just find that little knee swing where getting some movement and lymph synovial fluid through the knee joint. Okay, so now from here, we're gonna let that come to rest, hold on to the foot. And can you hold on to the thigh? And we're just gonna rock the baby, right? So we feel like the shin bone is a baby. And what we're doing here is getting into the outer hip. And the more firm you hold on to this little make-believe baby, the more it'll keep you sitting upright. If I have a loosey-goosey grip, I wanna really sink back. So I'm gonna really hold on and let my body be an anchor for me. So we're just rocking the baby, getting that really beautiful ball and socket joint in the hip to open up. And then we're gonna move it. So we're gonna stir the pot. Stir the pot in one direction. And now let's stir it in the other direction. Good. Now from here, we're gonna cross the ankle over the thigh. Sit up nice and tall. And from here, I like to take my hand on the foot and just kind of, again, move the foot and the ankle. You might hear some snap, crackle, pops. Totally fine. If you feel any pain, obviously, go see a doctor. But this is just releasing a lot of tension that can get bound up in the ankles. Now let's keep this nice little grip on the foot, sit up tall, and then can you lean into the hip? So belly is going towards the thigh. Just breathe here. Getting some breath into the low back. And just sit up, breathe in. Let's release that leg out long. And just take a moment to notice this whole system here from the waist down through the hip, in the low back. Maybe it feels nice and open. We're going to do that for the other side. So bringing the leg up, let that shin hang down on the arm and get into the knee swings. It's also a nice little calf massage that you get from the calf muscle pressing on your forearm. Can you let your foot be floppy? It's hard. We're used to like keeping our feet bound in these shoes that we wear today. And all those muscles tend to get locked into that shape. So it's much harder to let the ankle joint go. But we really want to work towards that. So we have like ease of movement in all of our joints. Okay, let's let that come to rest. And we're going to now rock the baby. So hold on to the foot, hold on at the thigh, or you can hold on to I like to hold on to the shin so that my head of my knee, the side of my knee is in my elbow crook. And just rock the baby side to side. Breathe, sigh, enjoy. Nice. Now we're going to stir the pot. Get those bigger movements going. Go in the other direction. Nice. And now let's just bring the ankle over the thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Hold on to the foot. Again, just kind of roll the ankle as you get this hip acclimated to this posture that we're in. It's always nice to, whenever you remember, just get a nice, yummy, deep breath. It's so good for the mind. Every time you take a deep breath, it just kind of slows down your heart rate a little bit more so that your cortisol levels drop, your blood pressure drops a little bit. It's just really good for you to take a nice mindful breath. All right, so from here, keep the belly lifted and hinge at the hips to bring the belly towards the thigh. Keep your breastbone long. Nice. Let's sit up. Bring that leg out long. Let's shimmy the knees. And now I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what we're doing next. I want you to lean back on your hands. Have your feet as wide as your yoga mat, and we're going to do little windshield wipers here. Just kind of getting into the low back, a little bit more of a twisting action. And movements like these, I do all the time. I tend to sit on blankets on the floor more than a sofa, so I can just do movements while I'm watching TV with my daughter. Because why not? Why not use that time to move and stretch and breathe? Okay, let's sit up nice and tall. Bring the soles of the feet together. Sitting up into a quick cobbler's pose, holding on at the ankles. And again, you can use your body as an anchor. So holding on at the ankles, pull on the ankles, so only so that you can lift the spine nice and tall. Just breathe here. Let the pelvic floor release. Good. Now let's bring the knees together just so that we can come onto hands and knees. Okay, so you're going to have your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Find that nice neutral table position. And let's round the spine in cat pose. Lengthen the breastbone in cow pose. Breath in here, exhale, cat pose. And let's do maybe 4 more of these little flows here. Moving slowly, there is no rush. And really focus on what the tailbone is doing as well. So when it's pointing down in this cat pose, let it point down. Be curious about it and get some more length in the lower spine. Good. Now let's keep that tailbone pointing down, but just push back in your hands, come into a child's pose, get some nice length in the back. Lengthening that armpit flesh to get a good stretch of the lymph nodes right there. Little bobblehead, make sure your neck isn't tight. And then let the elbows rest down. Let's bring the hands together in like a prayer and bend at the elbow so the hands come behind the head, opening up at the upper arms, the triceps. And then bring the hands down. Let's come back up to sit. One final pose before we do a little bit of a meditation. So we've opened up all these joint systems. Now I just want to give a nice release to the groin and the belly so that the lymph there can get a little bit of a loving massage. So keeping one leg nice and long, we're going to bend the other leg. This time we're keeping the foot on the ground. And I want you to really pull in on that shin bone so that your spine can get tall and your belly makes contact with your thigh. And we're going to wrap the arm around that shin and just find an open twist to start. So you're twisting your trunk in the direction of the straight leg. Keep that deep breathing so your belly can expand against your thigh, and that gives you that nice massage. Now let's take a breath in as we exhale, cross over. So now we're closing off the twist. So bringing the arm around the shin bone, really hug that leg in. Nice tall spine, relax the shoulders down. And then release that twist. Let's bring that leg out long, and we'll do that for the other side. So bringing the foot in, open twist is our starting point. So you're gonna just wrap the arm around the shin bone. Twist towards that straight leg. Keep the shoulders down. Nice, beautiful deep breath in the belly so we get that massage. Take a breath in, and as we exhale, we're gonna twist and close it off. So just wrap the forearm around the shin, squeeze that leg in, just breathe. Lovely. Now let's release that twist. Let that leg come out long just so that the knees can neutralize. Sitting in staff pose just for a moment, just so we can feel this arrangement of shoulders over ribs, over hips, legs in line with the hips. And then lastly, was come to just a comfortable cross-legged position, or you can lie down on your mat. We're just going to meditate for about a minute just to breathe and connect with the energy that we've just opened up and created in the body. So just breathe and feel the shape of you. And feel how your breath moves within the shape of you. Can you feel the movement in your feet and ankles, your knees, your hips? Movement of the belly and the ribs, the back. What movement do you feel in your shoulders when you breathe? Your throat, even the back of your skull. Feeling a sense of lift through the crown of the head. Just feel how amazing this architecture of your body is and how receptive it is to your energy that you create. So let's create good energy with mindfulness of breath. And now let's sprinkle in some gratitude practice. Find gratitude for 3 things, specific things that you are grateful that your body has done for you in this practice today. Let's bring our hands together at our heart. Give thanks to your body for what it can do. Give thanks to yourself, your beautiful self, for taking care of yourself in mind, body, and spirit. Let's all take a breath in together and sigh it out. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and be well.